Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. It's 9:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Erin Kopek, and I'm the Director of Marketing with Higher Level. And today you have joined our monthly High Notes webinar program. Today we are going to meet with Tom Harness, owner of Harness Digital Marketing, just to talk about how to market your business during a pandemic. Obviously, right now, things are constantly changing, and just keeping up with everything can be a challenge for businesses. So super eager to hear what Tom has to say, to share ideas for us and things we can implement right away after the call. So a few things before we get started. The call will last about 1 hour or less. Everybody that's on this morning, you are set up in listen only mode. However, you will be able to ask questions throughout the presentation with your GoToWebinar toolbar. So you will see an option, it should say questions, and you can type in anything that you'd like to know, and I will relay that to Tom. So thank you again. So a little bit about Tom before we get started. So Tom is the owner of Harness Digital Marketing. Along with his marketing team, they really had some great things going since he started his business. They have worked to increase website traffic on an average of 1,000% for over 50 business owners in their first year via social media, SEO, and email marketing. Not only is he an entrepreneur and a business owner, Tom is also a U.S. Army veteran and a graduate of SIU Carbondale. He has earned both a master's and a bachelor's degree. He has 20 years of combined experience in education, leadership, digital marketing, and business overall. Tom is involved in community affairs and has a passion for veterans in Southern Illinois. I am super excited to partner with Tom today as a friend and kind of a long-time friend of Higher Level as well. So thank you, Tom. I pass it off to you.
Well, thank you. The introduction, nobody ever wants to write an introduction about themselves, but it always sounds better when someone else does the introduction, and it always is a great honor for me to be here, not only as a friend but as a business colleague. And man, have you grown over the 7-8 years that I've known you, Erin? Okay, so we're going to jump right in. One of the things that I want to really kind of stress today is I know the words up here say marketing your business during a pandemic, and it's in a very bold font. But the fact is, many of you have businesses and organizations that have had to deal with stresses before. So for many of you, this is nothing new. It's just more televised, it's more media driven, and it is affecting your business directly. So I want you to know all of your businesses and organizations, in my opinion, are essential. We need you every day. And I want you to know that as we go through this today, it's going to be positive, it's going to be engaging, and it's going to be fun. So we have 3 questions that we're going to kind of cover today to kind of guide this discussion. What's the goal? Where are the opportunities? And what kind of content should you be using? Each one will have a quote to gear your mind for the discussion, plus a thank you for those of you that registered early. We'll wrap up then with an engaging marketing question at the end of each to just try to kind of break things up. When we finish today, I hope you are empowered with some concepts you can take back to your business or organization and to try to see if those are good goals for your business. So we're going to jump in here as we... Okay, how many of you have heard this, the new normal, right? It's a concept that is now, it's probably going to be the new word in the dictionary. It's going to be added. It's going to be in the slang dictionary too, but the new normal. For many business owners, this either drives fear or it empowers them. But I'm going to tell you what I think of it. I'm not a fan of the new normal. I'm a fan of blocking that off, putting up opportunities for those around us. So we must continue to innovate every day. And with marketing, and especially digital marketing, we're given tools monthly, weekly, quarterly that are new things. While we're in here, I do want to give just a shout out to the landings at Reed Station Crossing, Kamaya Inc., Water Treatment Technology, Personal Development, SIH Plastic Surgery, Traveling Tales In, Me Care, I can't see My Care, mine's blocked off with something, Home Care, Joiner Therapy Services, Shooting Stars Designer Portraits. Why do I do this? It's very important for me as an entrepreneur and a small business owner too, to let everybody know that we're all in this together. So all of you can be innovative, and don't worry, the rest of you are going to get some props in just a little bit. All right, what's the goal? What is the goal that you're going to have for your marketing right now? Is it branding or marketing sales? So right off the bat, what is the difference? Branding is keeping in the forefront. It's always making sure that you're the first and top of mind. Marketing is how are you selling your service or product? What are you doing to market those services and products? So right now, we have this term, are you essential? Are you non-essential? And like I said at the beginning of this, each one of your businesses and organizations are absolutely essential. However, you have directives and you have things that you have to do too. You might be shut down right now. You might be open just a little bit. You might be fully open and you are essential. You might be overwhelmed with business, but you don't know how to handle that, because after this is over, what does that mean for your business? So the first part is branding or marketing sales. If you're going to brand, which everybody needs to do, whether you're essential or what they consider non-essential, everybody needs to keep their business in the forefront. Just because you're not open doesn't mean you don't need to keep in the minds. If anything, you need to be more active now on your branding than you ever have before. Because when this gets over, and people, it will, you need to be at the forefront of making sure that your business is remembered and people aren't saying, well, I wonder if they were one of the businesses that bellied up and didn't make it, because that's going to be a question and a fear with many businesses. If they don't see any activity on your social media pages or your digital marketing or your website, it is absolutely going to happen. So you need to make sure that you are staying in the forefront. Now let's flip over to the marketing and sales component of this. Maybe your product or service can't be sold consistently. Maybe it's on a quantity basis, especially right now if you are in the food industry. Many of you, the supply line is being cut back. I mean, even Wendy's is being hurt, and they're saying that some of their products are not going to be for sale. That's not a panic, but what it really is, it's saying, listen, it's an opportunity to focus on other products and other services. Now, granted, if Wendy's can't get their supply of beef, that's going to make it a little bit harder, but they do have alternatives to that. So with your business and your organization today, think about that. If you can't do something, open up your mind to the opportunity of what other services can you provide? What other things can you sell? This is a good time to offload some of those things in a creative way. If you have a bunch of widgets or whatever that you're sitting in the back, use this opportunity to sell those. It might be at a discounted cost, but do that. The other thing, speaking of discounts, with the market and sales component of this, please make sure that when you're online selling something, do not devalue your service or product. This is not the time to do that. If you think that the service and product needs to be lowered to bring in more quantity, that's a strategy. But if you think, well, nobody has money, so therefore I need to drop it down, don't do that. What you're going to do is devalue your product and service. And then when you come back out of this, it's going to be very, very hard for you to get back to the norm. You need to really make those tough decisions when we're talking about this branding and marketing, about what you want to do and what the goal is. I know for me, my team is number one, and my goal is to try to keep the business open for my team. So that's a priority for me. Then my clients are always a priority for us too. I'm the last one on the totem pole there, and that's the way it should be in my strategy, in my business model. That's not for everybody, but I look at my team, our clients, and then myself. And when you do that, you kind of put yourself out there in a position to really say, you know what, I'm going to focus on the people that are really going to make this happen. And right now, many of you that are business owners and or executive directors, that's what you're dealing with. You've got a lot of responsibilities. So it's okay right now when you're defining your goal what you want to do and sell, but the people in your business are so important. So you need to include them in that goal. And when we talk a little bit about the content strategy, those people are going to be huge for you as well. So as we kind of jump in, I want to talk about one other thing with this. What's the goal? Don't make assumptions for your clients on what they want. Give them the choice to make. I want to stress that again. Don't make assumptions for your clients on what they want. Give them the choice to make. Please, please don't just make the assumption that they don't want your product or they don't want you marketing right now. Put it out there. Put it out there. You are not going to make everybody happy. And let me be honest, right now, you all know we are living in the epitome of that. So be true to your brand, be true to who you are, be respectful, but at the end of the day, please don't let your customers and clients guide your business model. They don't know what's best for you. They do not. So please, please, please do that. All right, before we go on, are there any questions about what's the goal? Any of the thing we talked about, branding versus marketing and sales and staying consistent with that image and message. Does anybody have any questions, Aaron?
No, I do not see any questions as of yet.
Okay, if you guys have any, please, please, please jump in. We'll move on as soon as my computer moves forward. All right, so we do have an engaging question. This is to make sure that you guys are actually listening, all right? Here's the question. Do you think ad spending on e-commerce went up or down between February and March of this year? Did it go up or down? All right, this is your chance. That little question box over there, put those in there. We'll hear some answers from Aaron, and then we will move forward. This is the part where I play the Jeopardy music, but we don't have it. We got any results yet?
So we have a couple people saying up.
Okay. Up is definitely a good guess. Anybody for down yet?
Nope, we have a lot coming in. Everybody's saying up.
Okay. All right. So you guys are very, man, I'm actually happy that we have an optimistic group here today. This is good. Ad spending on e-commerce doubled in the US period between mid-February and early March. Doubled. So what that's saying is that people are still investing into digital marketing. They're still investing online with services and products. So again, the reason I bring this up is to let you know, listen, there are still, the economy is still moving forward. It's just not everything that we think it is and that we want. It might not be your service or product or organization that needs donations, for example, during this time. But if you don't put it out there, you won't know what people are willing to do or not. So good news for many of you, ad spending is up. And I know we had some other marketing businesses in this group too. So you guys better get out there and hustle, okay? Thank you all for your quick response. All right, to get us prepped for the next one, which is where are the opportunities? Holding back technology to preserve broken business models is like allowing blacksmiths to veto the internal combustion engine in order to protect their horseshoes. We still have to move progress forward. Everybody knows that. Your business, your organization, this right now is the absolute opportunity for you guys to re-envision, recommit to it, and put a new model in to move forward. And I don't want to say into the 21st century, but I think this is going to kick people's pants in order to get them off their comfort zone and into something where they know they need to go. And for many of you that say, hey, Tom, I've been talking about these changes with my leadership and with my CEO and team. Well, guess what? This is your pass. This is the one where you can say, hey, remember all those things I wanted to talk about? Now's the time to do it. Now's the time to implement it. Now's the time to try it. Because right now, everybody's in the same boat. We need to be leading the industry instead of just trying to catch up. On the same note, again, want to thank Our Directions Inc., Store Supply Warehouse, MVP Consulting, Legacy Consulting, Franchise Concepts, WSIU Public Broadcasting, Visit SI, Centerstone, Acorn Ridge Farm. All of you, again, you're essential. We appreciate all that you do for businesses, for services, for your customers, and for your region. So please, as you're going through this, keep up the innovation, find new ways to help and to sell. All right. Now, I've had quite a few discussions. I've had some other podcast and video interviews on, well, Tom, how do you see this as an opportunity? This is a pandemic. This is a tragedy. It's the worst. The sky is falling. The fact is, it isn't. The fact is, it's just a new medium, a new obstacle that has come in. And I guess if you really want to put it into good positive terms, we're all in this together. So I guess misery loves company, but I don't think this is a miserable experience. I think that it's an opportunity. I told a lot of my colleagues, I say, you know, I really just try to train my brain to think of everything that comes up as an opportunity. And it's hard. And I put in my notes here that it's a humbling experience. I don't know how many of you feel right now in your business or organization, but I can tell you this is a very humbling experience to know that you have to deal with all this and change, and that colleagues might be laid off or furloughed, or businesses have had to apply for PPP and other loan just to keep the business going. You know, this is going to test many people on who should have a business, run a business, who should be marketing and selling. It's going to really reinvent an opportunity for you if you look at it that way. Now, I want to talk about missed opportunities. Right
So
now,
Tom, we have a
yeah,
couple questions or a couple comments
absolutely,
I'd like to share. So
absolutely.
so great comment. So Destiny, she agreed with the increased ad spending and thinking that businesses have really embraced that market during the pandemic. So I definitely agree with that. We also have a question coming in from Brian. Hi, Brian. So many locally owned small businesses may not be set up for e-commerce, but can now offer curbside pickup. Can you offer some strategies, content suggestions for using digital marketing to get their message out?
Yeah, good morning, Brian. Thank you. I know that you said you were going to have to jet here soon, so I'll try to make your response fairly quick. So yeah, the restaurant industry has probably been hit the hardest, and they are having to readjust to the curbside pickup. So just real quick, the business model for restaurants is volume, is getting people to come in, they eat more, they drink more. When they come and go, they don't typically spend more. So the volume has to be higher. And now they can make it profitable by laying off people, having a smaller staff, making that curb to go. But the fact is, with overhead costs and just payroll expenses, it's really challenging to make a profit off that. You're either going to break even. So the goal here is to really find a way to get them in and out. So for our local small communities or communities across the United States, I think you need to look at two options alternative to curbside, which is looking at Grubhub and some of the other fast food ordering. You know, you could offer delivery, but you're getting into the expense again, and you have that overhead. If you want to offer delivery, you've got gas for the person. You've got expense for getting it out quick enough. The other thing that I think, Brian, would be good is stop looking big picture as far as your market on some of those restaurants. Go local, go what your distance is out. Try not to bring everybody in. I think if you really focus on your home community, they'll sell it, they'll market the content, they'll share it, and other people will want to come in. Right now, yesterday, a very good example. Yesterday was Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo, and I wanted to support our local tequilas here in Carterville, Illinois. And I decided I was going to go there, order, and just wait and pick up. Okay, it was about an hour, but you could see there was Grubhub and all the other people. It was crazy. Good opportunity for them, but the missed opportunity was how could they have streamlined that, made it more where they could bring in and get the food out. It was going to be next to impossible with just the day and everything. However, that was a missed opportunity to try to have more people, have more things in place. As far as marketing, yes, getting the word out, using social media strategies, getting Facebook, Instagram. I think Instagram would be a much better application, especially if you're trying to get a younger to female audience to come and order. That's going to be huge. I'll mention this briefly. TikTok is more, it's not a business thing, but it's a great branding thing for personal branding, getting people to do unique TikToks on, for them, for tequila, for fine. You can run some specials if you want, but please don't continually do the overuse of that. And because again, you're devaluing your service and product. And when things get back to normal, and I said they will, you want to make sure that there's not such a big jump in your pricing. Um, uh, I watched a special or a presentation with Amy Mills, who really helped with 17th Street's marketing and expanding that. And she talked about, there's a lot of prices that are going to be going up across food, across everything, not only because of the pandemic, but also because in the state of Illinois, we have the minimum wage increment that's going up, I believe in July. I'll let Aaron correct me if it's wrong, but I believe that's in July. And
Yes.
so you have that on top of this pandemic. So brace yourselves. We are going to have higher costs. However, in those costs, we can provide an experience and we can provide amazing customer service. So Brian, I think those would be some of the things that I would suggest that some of the local businesses do, is to continually leverage in digital marketing online or into a marketing platform, or any type of marketing platform. It could be radio, absolutely. Definitely, you do an amazing job of matching your clients with the type of programming that WSIU has. Absolutely. You know that, and I've always told you that. You're like the king of that. You don't just sell, you match up what works well with those industries. So I think making sure that whatever you do market, it's in the area that you want it to be in, and it's just not to spend money out there. I think for us that are marketing people on here, or if you're going to be hiring a marketing team, they need to put your best interest first. They need to literally sell you on why they want you to be on a specific platform and who they are going for. So I hope that answers your question, Brian. And was there anything else that I missed out of that, Aaron?
So we had someone comment, and I think this is a great idea too, as far as a restaurant suggestion. Susan said that she has an actual food truck coming to her neighborhood that delivers prepared meals for a set price. I love that idea.
Yeah, you know what? The overhead on food trucks are just minimum. Oh my gosh, I love food trucks, and actually, that is a missed opportunity right now too. Food trucks should be crushing this right now, and because was it Susan? I think you said.
Yes.
Susan, what's great about that is they can have a fixed cost and they know what the product is and they don't have to have all that menu, and they can go and they can sell out, and that's okay, and they create that need. So guess what? The next time they come in, they can have just a little bit more and then they sell out. Instead of coming in and having all this food that they think, they just sell out, and people like, oh, and then let them know that when you'll be back, and then you create that need each time, and you create, and you're basically conditioning them to come to you. You control your food costs. You are able to market when you're going to be there. And actually the marketing on a location like that, you could spend less money. So yeah, I think food trucks, if any of you have friends that own food trucks, you need to reach out to them and tell them, hey, you need to be crushing this right now, or working with the city and the counties to get permits to come in and do that. That would be amazing. Anything else?
Yeah, so we also had someone with a great idea on offering catering to businesses with a high number of employees that aren't necessarily able to leave for lunch. That's also a great idea.
Yeah, I think the catering option is a good one too. These are all great tips for restaurant owners. If you do have, like, our staff, we have a small building. At our peak, we have 5 people in here. On an average, it's 3 to 4. So we can space out. We can have that. I have actually offered to buy lunch for my team a couple of times, but they already had lunch plans. So I was thinking of just that. And I'm also trying to support my local community. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't support or go eat outside of that, but I really encourage all of you, wherever you live, wherever you pay taxes in, that community, they need it. You guys are going to need that more than anything. So if you live in, I think we had some people in Indiana, different places in Illinois, I can't remember all the places, but the community that you live in, that you pay taxes to and in, please, please, please think about supporting those first. And I think that will be amazing if you do that for one, but I think it's going to help you in the long run as a citizen, as a taxpayer. Are we good?
Yep, we're good for now.
Awesome. Okay. So the other part about where are the opportunities is looking for the new markets, which we kind of already talked about. So during this time, you probably think, well, we sell to this and we sell to this. This might be the time that after we come out of the pandemic, where are new markets? Are there some new emerging markets? So now we know there are two defined ones for the future. We have essential and non-essential. So what are those businesses? Excuse me. What are those businesses? And how can we leverage or diversify our client list, our customers, so that way if, and I do not want this ever to happen again, but if it happens again, are we going to be diversified enough to make this work? We were very fortunate enough because we did have clients that were essential. So we were able to work with them and continually market them and their brand during this time. We altered it and we altered our content a little bit, which we'll talk about in the next slide. But that's the point that we need to look for is new markets. Are there some other areas? You might have lost a market during this, okay? So now we need to replace that. So where have you found holes in that pipeline for that selling? That's going to be the key. And going back to where do we focus our time and energy? Because each one of you know, I know you're dropped into a combat zone pretty much every day. It might be even worse during the pandemic, but you dropped in there, you've got more jobs to take on, you've got more responsibility, or the flip side, maybe your job responsibilities has really been cut down. So how do you maximize your time now for those opportunities? Well, if you got free time, look at new markets. Look where your pipeline for your sales pipeline is. Where are the holes in that? How can you tighten it up, streamline that? I talked this morning on my Harness Your Hump Day podcast or my Facebook Live about LinkedIn and opportunities for the sales pipeline there. And what I said is a lot of times some of us are still old school. We go out, we grab a business card, we grab a connection. What you should do, grab those, come back to your office, go to LinkedIn, go through those cards, connect with them, create new contact lists and new markets. And then when you build that list, when you have some downtime or your sales aren't hitting what they need to, you go back in that list in LinkedIn and you just look and you say, okay, what industries do I want to target? Which ones? And then you reach back out to them. Use that LinkedIn as a connection. Try not to spam. Try not to just go through. Just try to go in and say, hey, saw you recently at the local chamber event. Was great to connect with you. I know things are kind of hectic right now, but if I could do anything for you, reach out to me, let me know what I can do or answer any questions. Right now, it's about providing value for other people. And if we can answer quick questions or we can connect with them, that's great. And I also gave a plug to Brian this morning because nobody does business development connection better than Brian. Brian is very good about not wanting something. He's planting those seeds every time that he goes out there, and he wants you to be at the forefront of that. So I think from a sales perspective, that's where you can look for opportunities as well. All right. Well, any questions, any other questions about where are the opportunities and how to look for them?
I don't see anything coming in right now, Tom. I will let you know if we have anything come up.
Okay. All right. So we got another question to kind of take a break. How do you think the essential versus non-essential markets are doing? And that is kind of a loaded question because we still don't clearly know what's defined as essential and non-essential. But for our purposes here, how are essential versus non-essential markets doing? Think they're doing well, not so good? You guys tell me. You'll go into the questions tab on the right and put your answer in there. How do you think the essential versus non-essential markets are doing? Is one doing better than the other? Is one completely less? One more?
I don't see any comments yet.
All right, well, we will move forward. And I know 45, 50 minutes is a long time, but let's just see how they are pairing up. Okay, so as you can see, new essential markets are on the rise. So of the brands that say sales are increasing, they sell the following products, and these are the essential, non-essential, and new. So obviously the non-essential is down. The essential isn't as much as creating new markets. So new markets that are geared towards pandemic, which are probably going to be food driven. They're going to be mask, medical, healthcare driven. Those things are up. So think of your business moving forward. If this happened again, what or how could your market or how could your business be strategically placed to benefit from this? Because as you can see, where we're really looking at, somebody saw opportunities. It wasn't essential or non-essential. They were looking on creating new markets. Those are the people that are the Apple Steve Jobs. They're the Steve Jobs of right now. They saw the opportunities of trying to capitalize. Capitalize might be a little too harsh word, but to benefit or to find or seek opportunity during this time. And really right off the bat on 318 and 319, they were selling. And I'm guessing that was probably face mask. A lot of this is going to be face mask, protective gear. Hopefully not, these are not, new essential would not be toilet paper and some of those things. So, but a good point and a good opportunity just to remember, look at your business, look at your organization. There probably is a whole new market that you could even create or that doesn't exist yet that you could capitalize off of or be ready for. All right, so as we wrap up and get into our last slide, which is content, connect and care, here's a great quote. Content builds relationships. Relationships are built on trust. Trust drives revenue. The end of it, they have to have a relationship of trust when you market to them, or even for that matter, when marketing companies work with your businesses. It's about building trust. How do you build trust? Well, at our place here at Harness Digital Marketing, we have the 3 C's: content, customer service, consistency. I believe that helps us build trust. So what does your business, what does your organization do to build trust, not only among your clients and customers, but what does it do? How do you do that with your team internally? Because if they don't trust you or the product or the service, there's no way they are going to be able to relay that out. And if you don't have trust, no matter what content you post online, nobody's going to believe. You can paint the best picture in the world, but if it doesn't back up what you guys do, it's just not going to work. So on our last slide here, thank you to First Mid-Bank and Trust, Plunder, Egyptian Area Agency on Aging, Special Olympics of Illinois Region K, Traveling Vineyard. I'm going to say Beatty. I'm going to say Beatty because of that. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I know it's not Betty, but Beatty, Illinois Broadcasters Association, Firebrand Creative, University of Illinois Extension. Thank you all for attending today. Okay, so we're going to wrap up with what kind of content. My thing that I want you guys to take away from here is connect and care. Content going out on your social media pages, your email distribution needs to be about connecting and caring right now. Connect and care. When I was prepping for this and I reached out to Aaron prior to this, we talked about how important reviews are. Reviews. Now, right now, we live in a time where people don't go to Yelp as much. They're going to your Facebook reviews. They're going to the Google reviews. They're seeing if people are recommending you, and if those people are trustworthy, if the people trust them and their opinion and views, then they are probably more than likely going to help those people writing those reviews. Those influencers are going to help you market your business for you, and that is free. That is free to you. So reviews at all times, but right now specifically, you need to be focused on reviews for your content. How can we get people to like, comment, share, and leave reviews for our services and products? And sometimes it's really just going back and looking and asking, hey, And this could be 3 months ago, 6 months ago, could be a year, could be 2. If you go back to your email distribution list, this is a good one, and just connect. Maybe do a short video talking about how you're connecting and caring right now with the community you live in or with the people that you're servicing. If you can get people to up the reviews, that's going to help not only your credibility, it's going to help your influence, and it's going to help you get through this pandemic right now. Even if you can't sell or a service or product, get reviews. It's all about those reviews right now. If I could leave you with one thing today, please go back out and focus on increasing your reviews. Take a look too. When was the last review that you had? Is it a year ago? Is it a day ago? Try to keep those consistent, because if people go in and they see that you haven't had a review in ever or 2 or 3 years ago, the trust is gone instantly. You have to build that. But if they see that you've had something within the last 30 days and it was a good review, or if it was an okay review, but you handled it in a positive way, that's a good thing too. So please focus on those reviews. Something else with content right now that I think is important is team and community. How is your content going out through digital marketing, addressing your team and your community? It's cute to have funny memes sometimes, and it's cute to have a selling product. Those are nice. But what people want right now is positive. They want teamwork, and they want to know how you're connecting with the community. I know people have a hard time with this. They think that it's bragging. Bragging is saying, look at me. When you're doing the right kind of content with team and community, it's look what we're doing together. That's what it's about. It's together. So please, 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 please don't forget your team. Highlight them, get them involved. Do something that basically kind of shows them that you care. That will help build trust as well. The community, there's so much to do. Take time, donate water, go to a shelter, do something as a team. If you have a little bit of downtime, do that. Use this opportunity as a team building. Get some photos, use that for content, and spread the positivity and let businesses know that you do. Next thing, product placement. Okay, this is for some of you that are a little gun shy. Facebook Live events, Instagram TV. If you're getting a little bit shy, what you need to at least do is have some product placement. Pepsi, that's the one that comes to my mind. The Michael Jackson, I'm 46, so Michael Jackson, Pepsi commercials, product placement. There's all McDonald's is key about this. Just having product placement. That can just simply be when you're going on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, if you're doing TikToks, doesn't matter what it is, have a t-shirt with your business or organization, have a hat. I've seen some that use mascots, just have the mascot in there. There's just unique opportunities to be able to have people just see and connect. One of the things that I like about Higher Levels logo and image, you've got that white background and the red, it pops. So no matter what you do, you see that. So having a logo, if you have your logo that pops, make sure that logo is present on a lot of your content going out as well. That's part of product placement. So if you create a meme or you create an image of your team, have your logo that pops there in the lower left or lower right, whatever it seems, whatever your marketing team or whatever your brand thinks would be best for, do that. All right, so wrapping up on some of the other content, I want to discuss the platforms: Facebook, Facebook stories, Instagram stories, TikTok. Here's the deal. Businesses of any size have to be strategic about their time and where they want to spend money. It would be great. I'm sure Erin would love a blank check where she could just, in a mass team, where she could be on every platform doing everything. But at the end of the day, that's just not one. It's not possible. It's not fiscally responsible. You need to know where your audience is. You need to know what platforms have that audience. And you also, and this is a missed opportunity, you also need to know where your up and coming market is coming from, so you can prep them to go into some of these other markets, or you need to get them ready, primed and ready to do that. I speak a lot on TikTok, and it's more about personal branding than it is for business, but the effect that it is having, I mean, nowhere else can you go to a platform where you hear a song and then when you hear it on a radio, you're like, oh, that's the song from TikTok. It's crazy. It's because a lot of people are spending a lot of time. It is still an emerging social media platform. Yes, it is Chinese based, but it is a platform that a lot of people, it's not just tweens. I think the poor tweens have been driven off it by now, especially during the pandemic. But right now, TikTok has a lot of product placement, a lot of unique content, and it is a platform that you should look at from a personal branding standpoint, or to get one of those TikTokers, as they are called, to do some product placement for your service or product. Or you could do your own, have your own and do some products placements in there. I've seen lawyers have their own. I'm trying to think of some ones, and Aaron, if you're on TikTok or you have, but there's lawyers, doctors. There's a lot of doctors on right now. There's a lot. Most of the people I follow are veterans, police officers. Those are kind of that's my demographic, and that's what I focus on. But it's a great opportunity to get into a new emerging market. If you're not utilizing Facebook stories or Instagram stories, missed opportunity. You need to be using those because the reach on those are 2 to 3 times more than what your actual timeline photos will get. So be creative with those. And I didn't put it in here, but be consistent, and consistent means at least daily on some of those Instagram stories and those Facebook stories. Evenings are the best to do those in. People are on the platforms a lot more and engaging in the evening. As far as just posting content to a timeline, it just depends on what your analytics are telling you. Please, please, please base your times off of when you're posting content on those reports on when people are maximized there. Otherwise, again, it's a missed opportunity for you. So that's kind of what. Do we have any questions on content?
So if you have any questions, now's the time to put those in. I don't see anything right now, but feel free to spend the next minute or so asking any questions about the presentation, or as we wrap up here, anything that's lingering on your mind that's not clear, or questions on your specific industry.
We have one last fastback while you guys are wrapping up your questions. And this is absolutely for you. And what I really would like is if you would let Aaron know, or myself, but what is one thing you will do differently for your business or organization after watching this webinar hosted by Higher Level? That would be amazing, and then that she can help that out. I hope that this was beneficial. I hope that we created value and we did not waste your time, that we were able to make this engaging, fun, and just a wrap up. What's the goal? Where are the opportunities with your content? Connect and care. And please, please, please don't make assumptions for your clients on what they want. Give them the choice to make.
Well, I'll speak. So Tom, I think I definitely like the idea and reminder of referrals. So I jotted that down as kind of a takeaway from today. Is now's a great time, as we've been a partner with our clients, through this navigating change, to really be forefront and ask for referrals, and our candidates that we're placing to work on these essential jobs. So that's one of my biggest takeaways today, is improve our strategy on that. We do have a couple more people commenting. Someone else did say getting more reviews too. Increasing social media content immediately. Increasing our social media presence. We've really been trying to do the same thing, and I don't know what your feedback is on this, Tom, but I feel like a lot of people right now are obviously spending more time at home, spending more time maybe away from work and on their phones more with social media and just gathering information. So I feel like now is the better time of any to really increase your content, start using video and do what you can as a business to get in front of people, as they are, I feel like, more aware of social media right now with the downtime.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and that's what we've been doing as well. And we've been using these exact same strategies for our clients, and we've seen great response and great reply. You know, the other thing with reviews, Aaron, that I want to add is if you have reviews on other platforms like Yelp and Google and some of those other ones, it's okay to use those reviews if you want to screenshot them, cross promote those, let people know that you have reviews on other area, but try to drive them to one platform. That would be my key. Yes, people will go and do it on all of these, but try to find that one area or platform. And if it was me picking, I would say it's going to be two places that you need to focus on: Google reviews and Facebook reviews. I think those are the only two that really matter right now, and they have for some time. I think those are the ones that you should really double down on and kind of cross promote. You can't really post a review on Google, but you can use those Google reviews to post on and say, hey, here's a great review from somebody on Google, and kind of drive those back and forth. And it's great for SEO too when you get those Google reviews.
We had someone comment on, utilizing their logo more.
Yes.
Don't wait for opportunities to get better. Don't make assumptions for customers. Just, strategize when things change and be nimble. We have gotten a couple questions about, if this presentation will get emailed out. We are recording this and we will send that out later this afternoon to everyone that attended.
And again, I want to thank all of you for your time. To dedicate 45, 50 minutes during this is huge. So if there is anything else that Higher Level or Harness Digital Marketing can help you with, please reach out to either one of us. We'd be happy to help you and your business or organizations. And again, I just want to remind you all, all of your businesses and organizations are absolutely essential in my mind. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Tom. And thank you everyone for spending your morning with us. I hope that you will put some of these in action. As we know, social media and how we're strategizing for our business is not going away. So being nimble and, being open to change is super important. If you are interested, we do these types of webinars on a monthly basis. So feel free to email me directly at hello@higherlevel.com. And I will make sure that you are on our list. Make sure you can attend these in the future. We crank these out sometimes a couple times a month, at least monthly minimum, and we're always super excited to share more information with you all. So thank you again, and that wraps it up for today. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for having me.